you use the word alchemy quite a lot, and you talk about energetic alchemy and a 4-step process, which I was fascinated by. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
So I've been studying alchemy for quite a few years. I study a lot of the work of Dennis William Hawk. He's an American alchemist. He does a lot of great work. I highly recommend his books. For my studies in alchemy, there's different stages of alchemy. So when I teach alchemy, I like to say that you have something like the 4 elements or the 10 sephira on the tree of life, or you have all these different like metaphysical things that we work with, 7 chakras, whatever, or 12. Depends on what system, of course, that people like to use. But the point I want to make here is that I like to view these things like the elements or the chakras as like nouns, but I view alchemy as like a verb. So alchemy is like more of a process. It's dynamic. So as such, alchemists have talked about different stages of alchemy, and alchemy is really, to really break it down, it's a magical science of transformation, to put it very, very simple. And I kind of get a little frustrated when people toss the word alchemy along like all over the place, and they're thinking, oh, it's just combining things. Like I'm going to do this sort of alchemy of combining things. And it's really wrong in a lot of ways, because alchemy is about transformation. So I would just say, I'm not trying to like shame anyone or make anyone feel bad, but if you are going to use the word alchemy, please at least acknowledge that it's about transformation, not just about throwing stuff together. So that's my little soapbox. I'm done. Done preaching.
We all have them.
Okay. That's my one of my little. I don't have a lot of pet peeves. So that's just a very slight one. So, but as such, we can talk about a 4-step process of transformation. We can talk about a 7-step process of transformation, which is actually my favorite. There's even a 12-step process, which can go along with the zodiac, which is kind of cool.
Right.
But I work very much with the 4-step and the 7-step process, just because you can do a lot of cool things. As in the 4-step process loosely works out, elementally. The 7-step process you can do that process over a week, because 7 days in a week, 7-step process of alchemy. So if you want to do like an alchemical working where you want to transform something, you can use like a 7-step. And obviously, of course, I'm working on a book of alchemy that's on like my back burner of projects, but we'll get there. I'll get there one day. But that's not even like one of the books I'm working on right now, which is a shame. I'll get there. But
we'll
anyway,
wait.
I'll get there, I promise. I have a 13-year plan to write about over 100 books.
Okay, I thought I was busy. That's
No. You should see my spreadsheet. I might show it to you one day on the side. You're like, this guy's insane. Like, where does he sleep?
Yep, pretty much.
I don't sleep.
It's good.
But anyway,
it's good to have goals.
It is. I found the 4-step process of alchemy. 4 is a very easy number to teach in like a workshop. It's very simple. If you want to break things down alchemically over a day, there's 4 stages of a day. There's morning, noon, evening, midnight. Excuse me. Or noon, afternoon, evening, midnight, however you want to put it. But the 4-step process is really easy. And so of course, I talk about that in the book. And the real thing about energetic alchemy is to take energy, whether it's negative, I like to use words more like constructive or not constructive, but have some non-constructive energy, and you can use it to like make things a little bit better. So I'll just kind of go in the 4-step process just real fast. So obviously, but the 4-step process is, let's say I'll make up a name. Let's say John. John's had a bad day, okay? And John is just negative, and he's had a bad day, and his wife is leaving him for the garbage man, and his kids hate him, and he's just this negative person, and his dog got run over, and he's just having a really bad day. He has like all this negative energy, and he brought it to like my space, okay? So that energy, whether I'm working on John's energy directly or the energy that John has left in my room or in my working space, I can transform it, okay? This is how it goes. So the first step of process would be a destruction phase. So Negrito. So I like to imagine that even though I'm working with energy, I'm giving energy to you right now as you're listening. That energy has information attached to it that I always say I'm giving attention to things and there's intention. Well, that's information really. And that information gets coded into the energy. Okay. So the first step of the alchemical process, or the fourth stage, is to destroy that information. And I like to look at this as, this blackening stage, and in magic, I'll use a visualization of black flame, that the black flame is destroying all this like information of this energy and just leaving pure energy. Okay. So then the next phase will be albedo, which is white. And this will be a stage, the very watery stage, where I'll imagine like white, clear or white waters purifying that energy and then making it whole and making it calm and neutral and useful and good. And so it's a very purifying stage. Then from there, we'll go into citronitis, which is the yellowing stage, or it's even like a golden stage. And I like to liken this almost to like the gold of alchemy in a lot of ways, because in this stage, we're having it blessed. So real quick, someone once asked me, what is evil in paganism? What is evil in magic? And I really had to think about this. Now, I've taken a lot of actually theological classes, and, I'm very skilled in knowledgeable, like all the world's religions. And I've read, of course, countless books on like the problem of evil. This is what a lot of theologians will say, especially Christian ones. They'll talk about the problem of evil. If God is all powerful, why is there evil, right? Different podcasts. But so for me, evil in magic is separation. So there's of course, the inherent spiritual truth that we're all connected, okay? But for me, evil is an illusion. It's the illusion that we're disconnected, because we're not really disconnected. Even if you're going in a cave and meditating, and you're saying, I hate humanity and forget everybody, and and I'm John and I'm angry in my cave because the wife left me for the garbage man and my dog got run over that day, and I'm just going away from the world. In that way, I would argue that there's an evil there, an inherent evil there of disconnection, that John has disconnected himself from the world, disconnected himself from nature, from humanity, from life itself. And I think that's a dangerous thing, that not only as practitioners, but just as humans in general, because it's all about connection. We're all spiritually connected. And if we buy into this illusion, this lie that we're disconnected, it's going to create dis-ease. It's going to create mental, physical, spiritual problems. So going back to alchemy, I was going here on purpose, everyone.
That made sense.
That third stage of alchemy is really reconnecting that energy to the divine. It's having that energy blessed by the gods, by the universe, by nature, whatever. But that third stage, that golden stage of alchemy, is really blessing and reconnecting. Now that brings us to the fourth stage, which is rubedo, which is a reddening stage. Now this is the phase that it's about taking that energy and I'll integrate it into myself. So if I'm taking like energy in a room that I've gone through like 3 alchemical processes so far, this will be a reddening stage it's more of an earth stage, because what I'm doing is I'm taking that energy and breathing it in, I'm seeping it into my energy, and I'm using it to make myself stronger, more healed, more whole. And I'm reconnecting that energy. So that energy, which in many ways could have caused me to feel disconnected because of it being so heavy or low vibration or negative, however you want to call it, that energy instead has become something that empowers me. It connects me to the divine. It makes me more healthy. It makes me more whole. And so that alchemical process, you can obviously, if you practice it, you have a negative experience with someone, you can just transform someone's energy and it just, boom. It can, I've been doing this for years. So for me, what might take someone like, I don't know, maybe even 10 minutes to like the first time out, I can do this very instinctively. And in the book, of course, every exercise builds upon things. So it's like I start off really simple, but it's really like you're a kid learning the alphabet. So by the end of the book, after you know your alphabet, you can compose like Shakespearean plays, metaphorically speaking. I mean, not to say that we're all the part, but anyway, the point being though, is that I do talk about advanced shielding, and in the advanced shielding section, I talk about using energetic alchemy. So you have to master those tools of energetic alchemy, so that if you're creating an alchemical shield, now just imagine now an alchemical shield. I've just talked about this 4-step process of alchemy. Just imagine you're in a room, someone's shooting something negative at you, and whatever negative energy is coming at you goes through a chemical process before it even hits your body. That for me, not to toot my own horn, that's a powerful technique. I mean, that's awesome. And it's a lot of fun. And then, of course, I talk about the book where you can layer different shields and you do different things. Now, one point I do want to drive home that I wish I drove home more in the book. Yes, this is how I've done magic. I'm presenting all these magical tools. You know, some are very basic. Some, of course, are extremely advanced. But if anyone who's listening to this or anyone who reads the book, if they find a better way to do it, by the love of the gods and all that's holy, please do it. I mean, I'm not like the grand poobah of magic, okay? I'm just some guy who's got some, I like to think, some pretty fun ideas. But, you know, if you say, hey, this doesn't quite work, let me tweak it. Please tweak it. These are not like, you know, enshrined holy things that can't be changed. I mean, I want everyone to get their hands dirty. I want everyone to like do magic. I want someone to like, if someone calls me at like 3 a.m. and said, Mark, I've been doing magic for 12 hours and I'm exhausted. And I did like a bunch of stuff from your book and all this sort of crazy stuff happened. And you know, I might need some help. I'll be so happy getting that call at 3 a.m. because I'll know that someone was actually doing magic, that they're actually like having fun. They were doing something. They were trying to use magic to make the world better, make their lives better. I mean, honestly, I've used a lot of these techniques to, how can I say it? I'll put it politely, to fix my life when my life was very broken. But everyone can do that.
But yeah, we've got a magical toolkit, haven't we? So
yeah, exactly.
You've got to help yourself as well as helping others, haven't you? You can't, if you're not fixed, you're not going to be able to fix anybody else.
Right. And I'm not like fix. I mean, I'm a work in progress.
Oh yeah, we're all work in progress. I mean, once you start, it's ongoing, isn't it?